Hello, and
When you
welcome
say
to
low,
episode 4 of Geek Happenings. Tonight I've got award-winning web series folks, Jeff Burns, Tanya
Oh, hey,
Dodds, and Nicole Wright.
how's it going?
Hi!
How you guys doing tonight?
Awesome, thank you for having us.
Oh, thanks for being on. It's been a long time coming. Glad you could be here.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
And even though we do a Google Hangout ourselves every week, we are not smart enough to not step on your opening, so sorry about that.
Yeah, whoopsies.
You guys are not your first radio tonight.
Although you wouldn't know it based on how we started.
Yeah. Well, we're off and running now, so I guess the first big news is you guys were at, or two of you guys, Nicole and Jeff, were at San Diego Comic-Con last weekend.
SDCC, yeah.
Yes. How did that go for you guys?
It was awesome. It was really fun, for sure.
It was. Is that the end of the story? Okay, no.
No, it's just that, like,
Great.
I mean, I could keep going and going and going. The short answer is that it was my first time, and I was nervous going because I've heard so many amazing stories. I was, like, feeling overwhelmed. But actually, it wasn't as overwhelming as I thought it was going to be. I think the one thing, like, I spent a lot of time in Hall H, which is where, you know, it fits like 6,500 people and hosted panels. And Jeff, you know, him and Jonathan were able to get into the Star Wars thing, and so that's where I spent a lot of time. But I think maybe in the future, if I get to go again, I would spend a little bit less time there and try and see like smaller panels and you know, meet new people. But it was definitely a really cool experience for sure.
It was awesome. We got, you know, my third straight year at Comic-Con. It gets like better every year. We saw awesome stuff. Getting into the Star Wars Force Awakens was definitely the highlight. Tanya and I have talked about this before, but I watched the footage there and she watched online, but it both brought us to tears, like the footage they showed there. And then Superman versus Batman, I'm so stoked for as well. Deadpool was amazing. A lot of amazing stuff. And we got to do Super Geeked Up offsite, which was so much fun and awesome. Mm-hmm. And I got to jump off a building in the Assassin's Creed experience. That was good. Yeah, so it was just overall, a lot of stuff. And we can go into more, you know, whatever, if you want to talk about these certain things, because we saw a lot of stuff there. But overall,
you guys were on a panel, too.
We were on a panel, that's right.
Yes.
It was called
so cool.
Web Series Creators, The Next Generation. Yeah, and I organized and moderated that, and we just had an awesome, and Nicole was on it. We just had an awesome group of people. Jonathan Robbins, Joanna Sotomura, Christine Lake, and Vanessa Verduga, all great web series people. And really cool. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It was just really fun, and everybody was cool. And also, the audience was really into it. We were actually the last panel of the night, and I thought everybody was going to be like asleep. But like they were like when I first announced it, everybody cheered and got excited, and there was really great questions and a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And then we all
really
hung out.
good questions.
Yeah, we probably all hung out for like a half an hour afterwards, just talking to people in the crowd, which is actually the cool thing about being the last panel. You can do that. Yeah, so that was great, and I'm happy to see San Diego Comic-Con embrace web series. There were at least 3 of them, including Con Man, which is the first web series panel on Hall H, so that was a pretty big feat on its own.
Mm. Well, they had some pretty big names behind that one.
Absolutely.
Well, not as big as the names on our panel, obviously, but.
You guys are the rock stars. But yeah, with the web series community, it seems like it's I've met so many people through the web series community, such great people that I'm really glad it's finally getting embraced, and it seems like it's really like tight-knit community because everybody that I know from web series knows somebody else from web series, and it's like it's really cool that way.
Even a few years ago when we would go to Fan Expo here in Toronto, and I would be the token girl at the clutch table, and we'd have to explain to people what a web series was the first few years that we were there. And then all of a sudden, it was like within like the next year, people were like, "Oh yeah, I only watch TV online. I totally get what you're doing," and it's amazing that it's switched that quickly. It's been really cool.
And going to your guys' show, the Super Geeked Up show, which I think, I don't want to give Jeff too big of a head, but I think it's a really brilliant and cool idea that you came up with to promote other web series. And because I can't tell you how many people that I've become aware of and how many series that I've become aware of through your guys' show. So it's really awesome.
There's a lot of really great shows out there. There's some that I even watch it. I don't think we even have been able to get on the show yet because there's just so many out there and so many cool people, and yeah, but it definitely has made me aware of a lot more shows too. Being able to talk to people and discover is really cool.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, sir. That is one of the main reasons I started the show a couple years ago, is to expose people to all the awesome web series content that's out there. So that's always very gratifying to hear when people say they discovered so many different awesome shows through Super Geeked Up. So that's great.
So how did you guys get together to the Super Geeked Up? Because I know you had Jordan and Mark on, and then had some other folks, and then this iteration of it.
Have we decided if we're going to perpetuate the maple syrup trafficking myth or not?
Oh, well, that was.
Are we doing that as an official origin story?
You can make one up. That's always fun. Wait, how does that even go? The maple trafficking syrup one.
Wasn't it? I was illegally bootlegging stuff down to Albany and then over to LA, and then we all met last year in LA, and that's how it happened.
Right, exactly.
Did we decide that was the actual origin story?
Well, it was between that and the meeting at a Taekwondo class. I'm not really quite sure.
Right. Because you were learning how to do spin kicks.
Yeah, right.
Then they knew Jeff would be doing Taekwondo, so that would be totally out of it.
What? Dude, I used to do karate, man. I know martial arts. But
I took 2 kung fu classes.
So.
We actually met at a milk tasting seminar.
Now that we can believe.
I'm gonna start those, man.
Oh
you
no.
Should.
No.
Different it could be like a blind wine tasting.
Milk tasting.
This is from a 1-year-old steer.
Oh my god.
See if it tastes any different.
Jeff, do you want to tell the actual story, or are we just going to go with those?
First off, can you guys even hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just plugged in my better microphones. I had no idea what was working. Okay, good. The actual, okay, so the origin story, did you want just these two, when these two got involved, Brett, or the actual how Super...
Well, I kind of know the origin story.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to hear from me, all right? He wants to hear from you two. So, as usual, nobody wants to hear from me.
You have 100 more shows than us, really.
Jeff, you could tell the story.
No, you guys go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'll go first.
You go first.
Well, I guess you kind of met me. I think you kind of knew Tanya though already.
No, we didn't.
Oh.
No.
Oh no, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, what happened was at last year's IWTV, so 2014 IWTV Awards in Las Vegas, I had directed and used a show called Progress, and it was nominated for a couple of awards. So we got to go, and that's where I met Jeff after the show, and he had actually won an award there too for best supplemental content. Him and Giselle were there, which was really cool. And he had said, "Oh wow, you guys are in costume. That's cool. Would you guys want to come on Super Geeked Up sometime as guests?" And we're like, "Yeah, that's great." So we were planning that out, and I was just kind of talking to him over email, and he said, "Hey, could you come on and be a guest co-host?" Which recently I found out was actually an audition to become like an actual host to see if it would work out, but he didn't tell me that until, like, I don't know, a year later. And,
so
like,
many things we found out a year later.
Yeah,
Nicole.
yeah. Like the cat, his awesome cat Reese's.
Reese's.
Reese's. Oh, okay, so it is Reese's.
Yes.
Because it's spelled like Reese's.
No,
right?
but that's
Oh,
also how you
Reese's.
spell. That's also how you spell Reese's peanut butter cups too.
Yes.
You
Without
spell
the
it R-E-E-S.
No, you could pronounce it two different ways.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I'm just spelling the way I want. So there.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
All right, that's fair.
Sorry. So anyway, so then he asked me to guest co-host a couple episodes because some of his other co-hosts had some stuff that they had to do, and he wanted me to fill in a kind of audition process. And then he's like, "Hey, do you want to be a permanent co-host?" Which is so awesome. And that's how I started there.
Hooked in.
Yeah, we should totally just do the made up stories from now on. I think. There's so much like
Okay.
More
cool.
exciting.
So I am from Canada, and I am supposedly, which I can either confirm or deny, one of the guardians of the maple syrup reserves up here. And I was bootlegging it down to the States, and that's how I met Jeff. If we're gonna go for the fake one.
Yep, that is 100% true.
Cool.
Yeah,
The
maple syrup
alternate
stories,
history. Exactly. So I'm just the conduit for
Yeah,
that.
what's the Earth 2 history?
The Earth 2 history is, again, last year at LA Web Fest, I met Jeff for the first time. Actually, I think it was the first time I was on Super Geeked Up. We had a great big group show with a bunch of different people with different shows. Actually, where I first met Nicole as well. I think I actually had to describe progress in a game.
Oh yeah,
didn't I?
did. Yeah, you did.
And I was like, Jack the Ripper,
Yeah.
internet, steam power.
I actually remember that
Like,
because
that's all I remember.
I remember because you said progress, and you're like, oh, I mispronounced it. And Nicole's like, no, that actually sounds better that way.
Yeah, I
Well,
said
yeah,
it's the
because,
Canadian version.
But that, because we had a British actor in it, and that's how he would pronounce it, and it sounded awesome. So, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's where I met these guys, and then hung out for like 2 weeks together, basically, because we all were down there during those awards season. Tried to keep up with Jeff at Disneyland. And then he came up to Toronto for another reason other than web series.
So
And
Wow.
What was that reason?
what? I'm being true. We're doing the alternate history.
No, I know.
Totally not.
The way you're so like mysterious about it.
Yes.
Well, I'm trying to create, mystery and mystique.
No, it's good. It's good. Keep it going.
Okay, I'm continuing. And yeah, we were at a party, and I was drinking, and he asked me if beforehand actually he'd asked me if I wanted to co-host a show, which ended up being Hench, which was a drunken, hilarity-filled evening, which again we found out later was an actual audition. Things we didn't know at the time. But at this party, he asked me if I wanted to be a regular co-host, and I was like, yeah, of course.
Not an audition for how drunk she could get, but like a host audition.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, she's Canadian, so I'm sure she can put him away pretty well. I don't know that cheap American stuff either. Probably like Labatt or something like that.
I love that you know one Canadian beer. That's awesome. Labatt sucks.
Can I share a tweet that came in as somebody who's watching the show right now?
Sure.
So Anthony Davis, our good buddy at Lister's Mate, who watches us every week, says, I started watching Super Geeked Up on Nicole Awkward's first night. Hey, how about that?
Yeah, you did. That's so cool.
Very nice. By the way, if you're watching or listening to this, folks, if you've never seen our show, it's a geeky pop culture show, so we talk sci-fi, fantasy, comics, and we play a bunch of ridiculous, goofy, geek-themed games where we make our guests do really crazy things with us, and it's always fun. And we embarrass ourselves.
I'd say we embarrass ourselves on a consistent basis.
Yeah, we won't bring up the phone sex operator.
Oh, that's fairly recent, actually.
Yes.
Tanya's the expert of that.
Yes.
I'm not an expert.
Yes, you.
I'm
look,
able to do.
being an
I'm able to do a voice.
Being an expert doesn't mean you do it for a living. You're just really good at it.
I consult.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
When they're making phone sex movies, they bring you in as the consultant.
Of how to do the voice. Okay.
You're the voiceover expert. That actually.
Yeah, because the rest of it will be just awkward. I mean, it would just be really awkward. Anyway.
just in a room talking into a mic. I guess the whole interview or the secret audition thing is pretty big because that's how I got on the podcast that I'm on. I didn't know it was an audition, and next thing you know, I'm co-hosting it too. So, so
I feel like there's like a secret thing passed around a podcast.
But it's a lot less pressure filled than if you don't know you're auditioning. You're figuring, I'll figure out the end of the show. And
exactly. No, that's true. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, he's a professional.
Dude, I audition all the time.
Yeah.
What I do.
I'm glad you didn't tell me, because I think
I'm glad too, yeah.
But look,
I was nervous enough as it was.
If you suck, then I would have to say,
sorry.
Get out of here.
Oh, so really you were just saving yourself a horrible conversation, is what you're saying.
Well, wait. First of all, no, actually, this is not true. With you, it was. I actually told you up front I wanted you on, so that's actually not true at all. With you, Tanya.
No, you didn't.
I told you in person in Toronto.
Well, no, yeah, but first I co-hosted Hench, and then you asked me.
No, that was after
was
that.
Was I drinking a lot?
Stop making up. You were drinking a lot. You don't even remember. Nicole, that is true. What she said, but you were lying.
Okay. I am sorry.
So Nicole, you cosplayed Spoiler at San Diego Comic-Con.
I did.
That looked great. How did you come up with Spoiler? Not really a really well-known
Well,
character.
yeah, so I think I'm just weird. I was just like researching different characters that had blonde hair and that wore purple. And I came across Spoiler and I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cool. And then she's also been Batgirl and she's also been Robin. I'm like, hey, she's just awesome. And Spoiler is where she started. So I was like, I'm going to do this. And I just was planning it out. And it was a little, well, if you, in the picture you notice, because I've seen different artwork of her. And so.
Wait, Brad, if you click on mine,
if you
click on my screen.
Click on
my screen and you can show it to everybody.
Yep,
okay.
That's cool. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed. A lot of artwork here, like with a purple suit too, but I didn't really want to do that because I was like researching different like purple suits and they were really ugly and just didn't fit well, and I'm like, I don't want that. And then I found some other artwork where she was wearing black but just had like purple accessories. So I kind of just blended them together. But I think next time, but unfortunately, everybody thought it was Raven from Teen Titans, even though I didn't have purple hair, I didn't have the purple brooch. I really didn't look a lot like her except for the purple hood, but nobody knew, spoiler. So I think next time I'll have the mask, and I'll probably have her, I forget if they're like the sticks. I don't remember the name of them, but I'll probably have that too. I have her robe, but I think I'll actually do the sticks too. So then people will be like, okay, she's definitely not Raven.
All right, now
if they call you Raven, you can beat them with the sticks that you have.
See?
Not Raven, not Raven.
All right, now you can click off of me, Brett, because nobody wants to see my face.
Sorry, guys.
We're good.
Okay,
Good.
So, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, I want to go see it, but then I see like the stories of people waiting in Hall H for like 3 days with like no food and trying to get into Hall H, and then I see like the convention floor and it's just like a sea of humanity. It's like really.
Oh my gosh.
All right, here are some tips for you. So, and for anybody who hasn't gone before, and the show floor, go on preview night, which is Wednesday night. Now, number one, that's still it was worse this year than last year, but it's better than the other days. So we did all our show floor stuff Wednesday before it got ridiculously crazy. That's a good time to do that. Hall H. All right, so I got in through the press store because I was shooting for Movie Maniac, so I'm fortunate. But Nicole actually got in just normally, more than once, I think.
Yeah.
It is doable. She didn't have to wait actually that long. The key though is you got to go early on, and unfortunately you may have to then wait through a bunch of shit you don't care about to see the stuff you do, like Star Wars, for example.
Yeah, like so I got in, so the first day I think was Thursday, and Hunger Games was like the biggest one, and I think it was like second in the day. And so what I did, it was myself and Rachel, Jonathan's girlfriend, we decided we were just going to see if we could just get right in. Because I was going to shoot it for Movie Maniac, so I was going to get into the press door, but Rachel wanted to see it too. So we actually didn't have to wait at all. Like, there's a small line, wait like 5 minutes, we get in, and surprise, we get to see Bill Murray. He wasn't even scheduled to be there. They had it, like, secret, and so it wasn't even completely filled. But then once his panel was over, then it was completely filled for Hunger Games. There were people who camped out overnight, but I think they just wanted to sit in the front because it wasn't filled. We literally just walked right in. And then the same thing on Saturday, which was the big day too. I think Rachel and I stood in line because Jeff and Jonathan got into the press door, and then we just stood in line, I think, for like maybe 30 minutes, and then we got it.
That's nothing for Hall H.
Yeah.
So it actually, you can get in. It's just once you're in, you're kind of stuck. Unless what you want to see is early, and then you can leave, you know. And that's where, like Nicole said, I'll be honest, like, we did 2 straight days of Hall H, and it gets a little like, oh my god, I need to see the outside world. So it gets a little like overload sometimes, but.
So what other ones besides Star Wars did you get to see then in Hall H?
Oh my gosh. I feel like everything. Like, I was super excited for Suicide Squad. I mean, there was a movie, I don't know if Tanya, if we have talked about this, it's a new Guillermo del Toro movie. It's called Crimson Peak.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It is, I don't like scary movies, but it is like the most beautiful scary movie I've ever seen. They showed tons of footage. I think I'm going to, I mean, so stuff like that, like, and then Joss Whedon was there, and Quentin Tarantino for The Hateful Eight. I mean, there was just so many, it's just awesome. There's so many cool things.
There was. Warner Brothers always puts on, like, the best presentation. Like, they really blow everybody else out of the water, to be honest with you. And that, so Suicide Squad was part of that. Superman versus Batman, which was one of my favorite things there, was the big thing in that. They showed some other stuff, too, but that was awesome.
Well, no,
that was part of Legendary. Yeah, I mean, there is just so much good stuff there. And then 20th Century Fox was my probably second favorite one because they had Deadpool, which probably, to be honest with you, had a better reaction than anything else they showed in Hall H. Like, the crowd just went nuts at the trailer they showed for Deadpool.
Yeah, I saw the leak of it. It looks great.
And honestly, it looks like the perfect Deadpool movie ever. Like, they just captured it perfectly.
It was like a standing ovation after they played it, and then everyone started chanting, "Play it again, play it again," and so they played it again. It was.
And then they showed X-Men Apocalypse, which I'm a huge fan of the X-Men movie. So
yeah, that's awesome too.
It was cool seeing that. And you know what we didn't talk about before, but James McAvoy was out for that, of course, but he was also earlier with what's his face, Daniel Radcliffe, for the Frankenstein movie. What the fuck is it called? Victor Frankenstein. Victor Frankenstein.
It looks so good. Yeah.
But you know, those two, McAvoy and Radcliffe, are like just really funny guys. Like, they were awesome together on the panel. They're just like they're really good. And like, that's just such a huge difference with panels. And Nicole and I were talking about this. Number one, the moderator is a huge difference. So anything Chris Hardwick did, which was most of them, was amazing. But also, just when like you have panelists who obviously can have fun and stuff, it's cool to be there and and watch that.
Oh, you know what one we haven't talked about but was really neat? It was the Entertainment Weekly's like Women Who Kick Ass.
Yeah.
That was a really cool one too.
Yeah, they do that every year and with different people each year. That was cool. Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, was on that, which I was excited to see. And
I wasn't sure about her casting. Because she's kind of small framed, she didn't seem like really Wonder Womanish, I guess, to me. But seeing her in action in the trailer looked really good.
I think she looks badass.
Yeah, that's really good.
She has a great personality too. It's very like magnanimous. Is that the right word?
It's a great vocab word.
Oh, thanks.
Play that one at Scrabble. So yeah, there was it was a big year for Warner Brothers, I think, because it had to be, because Marvel pulled out their film, and there was a couple other studios that didn't come either. So it was kind of Warner Brothers to lose, I guess. I liked the Arrow panel as well, with Stephen Amell coming in the Arrow costume.
Oh yeah,
I saw that. Looked great.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, the whole CW stuff was really good too. Yeah, it was
John Barrowman is the best though on the Arrow panel. He's
Oh
just
my
an awesome guy.
gosh,
Very
Yeah.
fun.
so amazing. And it's like you hate him, he plays such a bad guy, but he's like in person just the
Oh, I
coolest
love him, man.
guy
I love
ever.
that character. He's awesome.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he's awesome, but it's like you want to hate him because he's such a bad guy, right?
No, but
Yeah,
I also love him because he does what needs to be done, I think, at times. And he still loves his daughter in a weird way, but you know.
yeah,
Yeah, he only makes her kill people. Not
yeah,
big.
very
He only
straight.
brainwashes her and makes her kill people.
Yeah.
For her own good, though.
That was one thing we had to miss, is there was a panel that John Barrowman basically created himself, and he just does whatever you want. Like, you have some questions, you have him sing, and that was something that we had to miss because we were in Hall H all day
Yeah,
that day.
I really wish I could have gone to that one.
Yeah, I've seen some YouTube videos of his previous ones. They look really good.
Yeah, it was cool.
I've been a fan of his since seen him in on Doctor Who
Hmm.
as Jack Harkness.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
cool.
So speaking of movies that are coming out, what are you guys most looking forward to? The upcoming movies, since you saw a bunch of previews and stuff there.
Well,
Well,
it's absolutely Star Wars: The Force Awakens for me. I mean, nothing's even close. And again, the more stuff. I mean, even for the first trailer, I got like chills. And again, seeing that footage, I mean, honestly, I haven't felt that way probably since I was a kid when I first saw Star Wars, and it just feels. And obviously, I hope I'm not building this up too much, but I have faith in Abrams, and it just feels like he's totally capturing what he's got in the original trilogy. And hearing him speak, he's one of those directors, by the way, who seems very, very in tune with the fans and understands them and like actually wants to do right by them. And hearing him talk and just how like he's one of us as a fan of it, you know, it just seems like he's gonna do it right.
and I'm also excited for Suicide Squad. I've already mentioned that, but
You were really excited for that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know where this like excitement comes from, but I think just seeing like the bad guys like getting their time. I don't know. I just
Yeah, I
really
wouldn't have
like
guessed
it.
for you actually. That was your like most
I know.
anticipated.
Hmm.
I don't know, but I've just been so excited about this.
You're so excited to spoil other plans.
I guess there was no unicorn movies coming out, so she had to go for
Aw.
second best.
Second best.
I'm not sure. What do you guys think of Leto as Joker? I'm not really sold on him yet.
Oh, I love it. I think
I
it's
think
gonna
he
be
looks
amazing.
terrifying.
He does.
He creeps me out, but in a good way. And I was talking to actually my husband about it because he's like a big fan of Joker, and so he, I think at first was kind of like, and then when he saw it, was like really on board. Like it's definitely like a postmodern take with the tattoos. But I feel like what makes it creepy to me is that it seems like somebody I could see on the street, and if I saw them acting like that, I would be like totally freaked out. But it seems like someone you would just see like in LA walking downtown.
God, I hope not.
Seriously, no, there are people like that, and so I think that's why I think I'm terrified, because it's actually someone I feel like I could see just down the street from where I live, basically.
Hey, speaking of Joker, we totally forgot to tell the Joker story from Comic-Con on our show this week. So Saturday night, there were all the DCWB like TV shows, and they did Gotham, right? A panel on Gotham, and so here's the thing: where the press is for the video stuff, which is where I was, is very close to the mic where the audience gets asked questions. So I'm very close to that. Okay, filming this panel, and they're asking questions, blah blah blah. And then this one guy starts to walk up the stage, and then somebody comes rushing in from out of nowhere, pushes the guy out of the way, grabs the mic, and starts screaming at the panelists on Gotham like he's a crazy maniac, right? And I'm like, oh my God, he's just super close to me too. First of all, I'm so like surprised by this. I don't even turn the camera to get him, which I wish I did. It was terrible that I didn't do that. But I'm just like in shock, like what is happening? Because the security like gets on him immediately, and he's like fighting them, and they're dragging him off. And then who's it? Ben? What's the guy who plays Jim Gordon? Ben something? Anybody help me out? No.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Benjamin.
Well, you know
the
what I'm
guy
talking
from
about.
the OC. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he starts standing up and starts yelling at him like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you," or whatever. And then I thought it was just a maniac but later, Nicole and Assad, actually Assad, our friend, told us it was the guy who plays the Joker on Gotham. So
Yeah.
it was a stunt they arranged to do that, which is
Yeah.
actually a pretty awesome stunt. But what I really felt bad was that the poor audience guy who got shoved out of the way and never got to ask his question. But as Jonathan Robbins said, he actually has a great Gotham story now to tell, that he was the one who got pushed out of the way by the Joker.
Do you think that maybe that it was like he was a plant, like maybe he wasn't an actual audience member, like?
So I'm gonna say by his reaction, he is an awesome actor if that's true, because he looked totally freaked out, like, oh my god, what is happening? But also those security guards must have been awesome too, because I really believe they were like about to, like, totally like tackle this guy and get him out of there, like. So that was a well executed stunt, I'm gonna say, because I totally believed it was a crazy man.
It was funny because I didn't really know, but Assad, who was with us, Jeff's friend, had seen like every episode of Gotham, and so he saw the episode where this actor had been debuted or whatever. So he knew exactly who it was, and he's like cracking up and laughing, and he's telling me, and then Jeff like sends this message, oh my gosh, there's a maniac running around, and so then I thought he was kidding, and I was like, haha, and then later on I found out he was being serious.
Nicole's like, haha, that's great, we love maniacs.
Yeah.
He comes over here.
Glad I'm not there.
Oh my gosh, you're right, we forgot to tell that story, that was so funny.
So how about you, Tanya, any movies you're looking forward to?
Obviously Star Wars, like that's, I think I was really skeptical about it because I'm like, oh god, is it going to be horrendous like the ones we don't talk about? But yeah, having seen some of the footage, it looks, I agree with Jeff, I feel like they're doing it justice, which is great. And I'm going to do a plug for a really little known movie that I actually just saw a trailer for, and I have no idea when it's premiering, like as a wide release, but it's playing at Fantasia Film Festival in Montreal right now. It's called Turbo Kid. Look it up. It is amazing. Like, we watched a trailer for it at work the other day, and I was like, what is this film? So I have no idea when it's coming out. I have no idea if it'll ever be possible to see, if it's just going to be doing the festival rounds, but look up the trailer for Turbo Kid. It's awesome.
Well, I'm going to be in Montreal in a few days. Maybe we'll still be playing there.
Maybe, yeah. If Fantasia's still going on, like, see if they're still doing a screening.
Is it a superhero movie?
Yes.
Sort of.
Mark?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like That Kid?
No.
Okay.
It's very much, so it seems to be a really good quirky mixture of like a B action horror movie mixed with the like imagination of a kid who wants to be a superhero.
Aww.
Sounds awesome.
It honestly, like, Google the trailer. It's amazing. We were at work. I was like, this is awesome. Because often when we send these stuff at work, it's like goofy and kind of weird. But this was really, really good. So, yeah, Turbo Kid.
Nice.
Look it up.
Hey, you know what I'm also excited about? And Tanya, Nicole, we've talked about this in our trailer trash segment. I just yesterday got the Blu-ray for Maggie. The Arnold
I almost
Schwarzenegger.
watched that last night. Is it good? I almost watched it.
No, I haven't watched it yet, actually. So, but I'm excited to see it because you know how good. That's an Arnold Schwarzenegger, Abigail Breslin. She plays his daughter, like infected like a zombie thing, and he's trying to save her. It looks amazing. It got rave reviews, I think, at TIFF. So yeah, I can't wait to watch it. I was excited that I don't know if it ever released in theaters or maybe like in 2 theaters in New York and LA or something. But I'm excited that it came out finally on the video. So.
I forgot to tell you guys on Wednesday, but I saw the new Terminator movie. I don't know why I forgot to tell you guys.
I don't want to hear about
that. No, but actually, here's the thing, though. Arnold Schwarzenegger is awesome in it, and I don't know how they bring him back from, like, 20 years ago or 30 years ago, but it's so realistic looking. Like, you're like, how did that happen? I'm just going to say, I know it's probably not the greatest movie out there, but if you like action movies and you just want to sit through, like, a good action movie without a whole lot of, like, substance per se, I think it was fun. And the other thing that I liked about it is it had an interesting use of time travel. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
so,
I can't do it. I can't watch any more Terminator movies.
It's okay. It was just like a fun thing. We saw it last second, but Arnold Schwarzenegger I thought did a really good job, and I liked how it ended. It ended on an interesting note. So I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Saw Ant-Man earlier today, and it was a great movie. It was a lot of fun.
Wait, really? Are you being serious?
I've heard it's
It's-
great
I've
from a
heard
lot of
really
people.
terrible.
good things about it.
It's
I've
great.
heard really good things.
You should definitely give it a chance. It's probably one of my top Marvel movies.
Oh my
Really?
God! I feel like I'm in a parallel universe right now.
Yeah.
No, you know
No.
what, Jeff? I know you were saying
Everyone loves it.
Yeah, I've heard so many great reviews from people
Mhm.
that have seen it.
Wow, that is a
Paul Rudd
shocker.
and Paul Rudd's great in it.
Oh, hey, guess
So-
what? Ryan Ward at Linear must be watching us live because he just said, "Here's the Turbo Kid trailer. It looks great on Twitter." He just tweeted it out. I'm gonna retweet it.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Watch it. It's really good. Watch it. I finally saw Jurassic World. Saw that today.
Woo!
Oh,
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason I brought up Ant-Man is that they showed the Star Wars trailer
Oh.
before the movie, and that's one of the movies I'm definitely looking forward to.
That's
Just seeing the originals back. This is really great. Which
Oh yeah.
glad to see them back in the fold.
Yes.
Have you guys downloaded the Star Wars app? They've got a phone app.
No.
No.
Tell us about
It's
this.
really cool. It has it's got like a weather app on it. It's got like
Can you find out
gifts.
the weather in Tatooine?
I was gonna say.
Yeah, well, it seems like
It's like always 120 degrees.
yeah.
Snowing. is
Every time I look at the weather, it says it's like Endor here. So I'm like, okay, it's
So here's the
something,
thing.
but
You
it's like
actually-
Endor.
I just realized on almost any Star Wars planet, you don't need a weather report. Tatooine, it's hot as hell. Hoth, it's freezing cold every day. Dagobah, it's a murky swamp. You know, and Endor is actually probably the nicest place, actually, and you get to hang out with Ewoks.
And what is that, Camino with the ocean?
Oh, the ocean. Oh, yeah, actually, that's a cool planet, the whole ocean planet.
Yes,
Nice
But,
reference there.
it's got a selfie thing where you can put your face in as like a Jedi or Princess Leia or something. You can put like your face as Princess Leia. It's really
that's
cool.
Cool. I'll have to check
And,
that out.
Can
has
you
a
make
bunch of
yourself an
gifts and stuff.
Ewok? Can you put your face as an Ewok?
No, just
Ah,
I
it's
I really
another
want to see
opportunity
all of us as
Star Wars
Ewoks.
app.
Yeah.
then you can do it yourself as Han Solo, Frozen and Carbonite.
Oh, nice.
I saw someone with a photo like that. And I was like, oh, cool. He was playing with Photoshop. Maybe he was using that app. That's cool.
Mhm. One of my friends is a pet sitter, so she uses the pets that she's watching and puts them as all these different Star Wars characters. It's hilarious.
That's cute. So cute.
Yeah, but Star Wars is definitely the movie that I'm looking forward to.
Oh, I made a Star Wars skirt. I don't know if you can't
She
really
did.
tell.
She wore it at Comic Con. By the way, she was like the most adorable person that day
Like,
at
it's
Comic
kind of
Con.
hard to tell, but it's like a little skirt, and there's like, look, you can see like Darth Vader right. Can you see it? I can't.
Oh.
Hide
And then
it.
she also had a Star Wars bow in her hair.
Yeah, Star Wars
Uh-huh.
bow too. That was fun. I feel like a lot of people this year did a lot of like Star Wars like cosplay or shirts, obviously because they were gonna have the huge start. But I noticed a lot more Star Wars than I think would be normal. I mean, it seems like it's popular to cosplay anyway, but I feel like it was a little bit more heavily influenced this
Hmm.
year.
I think, yeah, there's probably a lot of people who are really, really excited for it, which is great.
Yeah,
Props.
really cool.
And thanks to Chris Hadley for watching and Lister's mate, Anthony Davis, for
Yeah, thanks,
watching.
guys.
Yeah.
I know they're big fans of your guys' show.
They're
Such
awesome.
fans of theirs, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, more folks that I've met through you guys and through your show. One big community.
Right.
True.
Bring
We
people
talk about
together.
it being the SGU family.
Yes. So speaking of Super Geeked Up, I know you guys just had the new Kyle and I can't remember the other guy's name
Sean.
from
Sean.
from the new Peter and Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
They were hilarious. I donated to their Kickstarter,
Aww.
and
Nice.
that's a great show. One of the shows that I was actually into before they were on there.
Oh, awesome.
Cool.
Yes, but they seem to be great guests.
They were actually really the worst. It was a terrible show. So dull.
Yeah.
They were like they didn't have any sense of humor.
They didn't know anything about comic books at all.
Oh yeah, they knew nothing about
I
comic
know
books.
all the secret identities we gave them, like Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne. They didn't know what we were talking about.
Oh. Yeah.
I have a feeling some of
Otherwise
those,
known as we were pretty blown away by their
Yeah, they knew.
knowledge.
Okay, so Jeff pulled out some pretty, like, I feel like a couple were a little obscure, and like Sean and Kyle knew like every single one. I was like, I don't even understand right now.
Mhm.
My mind was totally blown.
Yeah, Nicole and I cannot play that game if
No.
it's
No,
just
dude,
us,
you guys did
because-
way better this time, I think, though.
Because we
Sean
had
and Kyle.
No, but you got no. I heard you
us.
get some. You got some without them, though. I heard you.
Because I had
Okay.
to logic some of them out. I was like, I know Wonder Woman's first name is Diana, so chances are. This is
Well, and it helps,
probably-
Tiny, that I gave you the spoiler one because Nicole was just talking about it.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I
true.
was-
Actually, yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. She must not be. She has to Google somebody with purple and somebody with blonde hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, spoiler!
I was actually really impressed that Alicia like knew so much about spoiler. I was really cool. I was really excited about that.
Can I tell you a funny story about that, Nicole?
Yeah. I think Jeff might have told me the story.
But yeah, so let's tell it on air because it's even
Yeah.
better.
Yes.
And by the
Because
way, we were
Alicia doesn't
obviously
even-
joking. Kyle and Sean are great.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I
They
thought it
were
was gonna be
great
a
guests.
TMZ moment there where we're gonna get some dirt.
Yeah, no, they're awesome. We had a lot of fun with them. But no,
And Kyle
here's-
actually came to our panel at Comic-Con. Sorry. Just wanted to
No, it's
put
cool.
that out there.
Yeah, so a couple. Well, you guys were away in San Diego. Alicia and I were doing the regular Super Geeked Up show.
This is Alicia
so
White from Hapat,
White,
by the way.
yeah. So we were talking a few days before, just because walking through what we were gonna do and blah blah blah. And I had mentioned that Nicole was dressing up for San Diego, but she hadn't been telling anyone what the costume was, and I had exactly one guess, and it was wrong. And I was like, that's all I have. I don't know what it is. And I said, I'm like, she's been tweeting or showing like little teaser photos. And so I was telling Lacey, I'm like, one that has like a purple cape and she's got something on her face, like a veil. And I don't know what it is. And she's like, I'll totally find out. She's like, we'll figure this out. And then she texted me and she was just like, something about, I think Nicole is spoiler. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, well, we shouldn't say what it is because that would ruin it. Because I thought she meant,
Like, don't give any spoilers out.
don't give any
basically.
spoilers out. And so I, even like when she tweeted out, like, oh no spoilers, I was like, yeah, don't give any spoilers. We don't want to ruin it.
I was actually the one who told you. We were
Yeah.
having a conversation, and you were telling me this. I was like, of course I laughed, and then I was like, no, it's not. The character's name is the spoiler.
And I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense. Because Alicia's very specific when she texts. She does it like complete sentences. I'm like, why is she writing like this? I don't understand. She's leaving out bits of her sentence. It's because she was saying the character name.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. I love that. That's so cute.
Yeah.
I can't believe I nailed it on Twitter. She was
Yeah.
listening.
Well, because some of it was just between us on our phones, so we didn't actually. But yeah, it wasn't until Jeff told me that I was like, oh, that's a character. Cool.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh, you're so silly. I like that.
So what was your guess, Tiny? Who did you think she was at
I
first?
just thought
Cora.
Raven. Oh,
No, I thought
Cora.
you were Cora.
Oh, okay.
Who?
Yeah,
Oh,
Cora. She's an anime character.
Legend of Cora.
Legend of Korra. Oh, Legend
Yeah,
of
I
Korra.
thought she was
Yeah.
Cora. Yeah. It's only because I know she wears purple. I'm just like, oh, that's all I know.
could be one of those cosplayer sensations and have like 100 million viewers on YouTube and your spoiler outfit.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna keep working on it, so I'll definitely make it better. And I'm trying to like convince my husband to like go with me and be Robin. I don't think he's gonna do it, but I'm trying to convince him to.
Is this the original Robin with the short pants, or is he gonna actually wear like pants or
Oh,
something?
That's why I
God.
don't think he'll do it. But I said, well,
Well,
what
he could do the
about
long
we do-
pants.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is, he just, I don't think, he's like, no. I was like, well, what about, would you do the Joker? And he's like, yeah, I do the Joker. I'm like, well, maybe, I mean, it's in the same
Oh, we
universe.
should all do somebody in the Bat family then.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. That'd be really cool.
You gonna be Alfred, Jeff? Oh.
Well, I'm not sure if that was insult, but I'm going to take it as a compliment because Alfred's an amazing
Alfred's
character.
awesome.
And I can go around in a tuxedo and speak in a British accent and be just really badass. And I know awesome combat medical techniques.
Awesome.
And I always keep Bruce Wayne sane and out of trouble, so.
And you know medical, yeah.
Yeah. Because look, dude, Batman would be going fucking nuts if Alfred wasn't around to keep him anchored.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong. Does that mean
Like,
I
he
get
would
to be the
probably
Batman
become a
voice all the
criminal.
time? He would be, actually. He'd be a hoodlum. He'd be the guy, if there was another Batman, he'd be the guy that Batman's hunting. Does that make sense? Anyway.
What?
You'd be like
If
the
he-
evil Batman.
If there wasn't
I
an
got you.
Alfred, he'd be the guy that Batman was hunting if there was a
I understand.
to get it. Okay. Where's Rachel? Sorry.
Oh, another voice.
She loves
You
doing
Christian
I
Bale
do
on
the Batman
too?
voice a lot. I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. I did actually see that in one of the shows.
It
Tanya
hurts, though. I
actually
can't-
does a phone sex operator in the Batman voice.
Yes.
They like call up, they're
I
like,
can do
I want to
that.
speak to Batman, please.
But it would always be like, is this Rachel? No, click.
Click. Yeah, I think that would hurt my voice if I tried to combine those two.
Like,
Just
Jim,
drink a lot of whiskey.
Commissioner Gordon, do you need me?
No, how do you be like, hey there, or whatever.
Like, oh, whoops, wrong phone.
Can you do hey
I
there
can't
in
do
Batman
it.
voice?
Somebody just wants a normal phone sex operator, and she has to accidentally answer to the Batman voice. Oh, wait.
This is really weird.
I'm turned on, and I don't know why.
Stop yelling at me.
Yeah. You have failed this city.
Oh, there you go. Working a little Oliver Queen, too. All right.
Yes. They're pretty much the same person.
By the way,
CW lines.
I think Arrow and actually Batman will both be kind of horrible dates. So, like, after a night when bed, he's going to say, like, no, you have failed. And like, who wants to hear that? Terrible.
Oh, that's sad.
Then he kicks out old campfire.
That's why he has such a hard time. I don't know why Felicity's with him. She shouldn't be. So.
I know. Jeff and I had a huge debate. Well, like, actually.
No, we agreed.
Yeah, we agreed. We were just, like, debating the Felicity thing. We're just like, that doesn't work.
By the way,
Like,
I can't tell you how irate Nicole was after Saturday, and because she hasn't watched season 3, and she found out Felicity and Oliver are together.
I was so mad.
She kept coming back the whole night, like, what? I know, that's wrong. This is not right. And
I know. She needs to be with Barry. That's
yes, I agree. I think actually Brett might agree with that too. Have we talked about this, Brett? Yeah.
Yep.
We're all on the Barry Felicity train.
Yes.
Yes. Well, they team up enough, so it could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just, I mean, at first, like, when I first started watching, I definitely wanted them to get together, but then, because they have the chemistry, but then I realized, actually, but then when Barry was introduced, I was like, oh, that just makes so much sense.
It's instant
then
chemistry.
It is instant chemistry. I was like, okay, that has to happen. And then I was
Like,
upset.
you don't get
with
that. Like, that's, like almost a once-in-a-lifetime thing to find
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But those
I think that's
idiots
just
have to
Yeah.
throw it away.
Yeah, that's such a good connection.
Just tell Oliver to go back to the island, hang out by himself, hang out with
Felicity-
Batman and Prude.
Felicity
because
got kind of annoying in season 3, I think.
Oh.
First she was crying, then she hates Oliver, then she loves
Felicity?
Oliver. And then...
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a set of episodes actually where I really dislike Felicity. I'm like, what is the writers doing to this character?
Yeah.
And then they've recovered her somewhat at the end, but
Yeah, it was.
See, they took her down the wrong direction, because she was one of my favorite characters, but now that I'm hearing that, I'm like, oh, what are they doing?
Yes. Oh, did we spoil it for you? Are you not
It's
done?
okay. I mean,
well,
that's
Comic-Con already
spoiled.
spoiled it for you.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's okay.
That
I'm
is
okay
the
with
danger
that.
of listening to panels. They end up talking about the most recent stuff. I was like, it's like
Well, you know what, it
Supernatural. I
wasn't
watched
even
the
that.
panel online.
It wasn't the talking. I don't know why they did that this year. All the shows for WB or DC, they showed like a recap of the past season.
Oh.
But I don't know why, because here's the deal. Either you haven't seen it and you don't want to see it, or you have and you don't need to see that again because the season just ended. Like, I don't need to see a recap. I just watched the damn thing, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
like, it made no sense to me why they just wasted time with that. Because it was already a 4-hour freaking thing with all those shows.
Mhm.
And then we had to see a circus act in too. which we didn't talk about actually.
Don't even. Okay, here's the thing. Cirque du Soleil is amazing, but we weren't going to see Cirque du Soleil, so it was just, and it wasn't as good as Cirque du Soleil. It was, like you said, it was a circus act.
Tanya's so confused right now, by the way.
So basically, before they were going to show, okay, we were there because we really want to see the Supergirl pilot, but they put that last, so we had to sit through all this other stuff, which is okay because it was awesome. But then they're like, oh, well, before we show the pilot, which is you've been waiting for all day, we're going to do these people, they're some circus company, they're on the silks, and they're going to do a routine. Here's the thing. I don't know if they were nervous or they didn't have any sort of preparation, but it didn't make any sense. It didn't really relate to Supergirl. One girl was wearing a Supergirl costume, but that was it. I think they were trying to do, like, Supergirl as, like, defeating the bad guys, but it just wasn't really working. And we're just like, you know, if we were going to see this, it'd be cool, but we really just wanted to see the pilot. So everyone was like, so people just started getting up and leaving. Everyone was like, okay, never mind. I'm not going to wait any longer. It just didn't make sense.
That's not the way you get people to stick around for your pilot.
No.
And like I said, like, I'm not trying to badmouth them because they're artists and they did a good job, but it just was a weird placement for it. It just didn't seem like a smooth transition. It was confusing. Oh.
Did they do anything for Heroes of Tomorrow?
Oh, Legends of
Legends
Tomorrow.
of Tomorrow? Yes,
Yeah.
they did. They
Yeah,
had a whole
they
panel on it.
That looks really good too.
I'm so excited that Sarah, I guess the Canary they're calling her now, is back.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her character so much. So
Yeah, and Firestorm and Hawkgirl and
yeah, Hawkgirl. I'm actually excited to see what they do with Hawkgirl and Victor Garber, who's part of Firestorm, is awesome. I love him as an actor.
and Captain Cold too.
God! I hate that character so much. I just wish he would die. But he won't because they love him. That's Jeff Johns' favorite character. He actually said so.
So that's like an Arby situation for Jeff.
Yes.
Arby's.
There is an inside SGU joke.
No.
I think Brett's probably
Well, Brett knows. Yeah.
Yes.
That was our code at Comic-Con. It's an Arby situation. Let's get out of here. You know, Nicole, I should have said that during the panel or something, like, we have an Arby situation.
Yeah, we have an Arby situation.
And Nicole, like, just takes off.
Yeah. Booking it.
So you said you were filming something?
Mm-hmm.
Maniac?
Oh, well, Movie Maniacs is a really cool company out of Germany. They basically go, they cover all the big movie things and the press junkets and Comic-Cons, but also other press things around the world.
Oh, okay.
And they do interviews with people, so they had a lot of interviews, you know, in the press rooms there. But we, the last 3 years, I've been shooting some press stuff with them, but then also, and Nicole helped out this year, which was awesome. We shot almost all the Hall H stuff, to be honest. So all the recordings of all the panels, basically. If you weren't there, you know.
Yeah, I knew that you had done that before.
Yeah, and we have actually, which I will hopefully be posting soon, our web series panel and Super Geeked Up. We both have recorded, and I have it all in my editing program. So I just gotta get that out and post it. So if you didn't get to see it, you can watch it online.
Cool.
Awesome.
I'm excited to check it out.
So just see get.
No, you sound really excited.
I want to see it from an outsider's perspective, especially our SGU, because we did it live on Periscope, which I still don't completely understand. So I went back to see if I could rewatch it. But I guess Periscope only you can only watch maybe up to a few days or something. So I couldn't really watch it back. I was kind of sad, but that's okay. We'll see it because you have it recorded. So.
Yes.
Yeah, because I was wondering because I didn't see that because you said you were going to be live from there, but I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, we
were, but it was a special only via Periscope thing we wanted doing.
Yeah, we tried doing it the other way. We just didn't have enough. We just didn't have the capacity at the moment to get it all set up that way. So we did through Periscope, and some people were able to. I think even listeners made this said he had a hard time doing it. I'm not sure why exactly, but we're just getting the hang of it. We're just still learning how to use it.
Speaking of new technologies and things like that, you guys have a Patreon thing going?
Yes, we do.
To help with new equipment and traveling and things like that?
Yeah, I think you ever mentioned that. John, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so we've launched our Patreon campaign. we do our show obviously every week, which we love doing, but definitely sometimes have some issues with the current streaming option that we have. So we're looking at investing into something else, which obviously costs a little bit of money. And yeah, we're getting invited to different festivals and Comic-Cons kind of everywhere. And so we want to be able to go to all of those and do things live with people face to face as opposed to through the glorious power of the internet. And so yeah, we're looking at doing our fundraising through Patreon because it does end up costing a lot to travel to all these places. So yeah, it's awesome. We're really excited, and we've had a couple donations already, and we're really grateful for them. So we're excited.
Yes, shout out to Kate and Sasha if they happen to be watching, or our first two donators. Thank you, guys. Thank you, patron. Thank you, our first patrons. That's the right term.
Yes. Patron.
And if you go to supergeekedup.com, right on our homepage actually is the our little video we did for Patreon, and you can watch that. And then it'll take you right to the page where you can pledge pretty much almost any amount you like. You get some cool stuff too.
And if you do pledge, you get you get great stuff, but you also get an instantaneous original Jeff Burns poem.
Performed by all of us.
I didn't know that. I would have been on there sooner.
Oh, right. There we go. We got a third one.
Sold.
Yeah, we perform a poem that was written by our own Jeff Burns.
Wow, who knew that was going to be such a selling point? Great.
Do you do that in an interpretive dance, or
It's
how does that
awesome.
work?
Maybe we'll work on that.
Next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
These two have been wanting to dance whenever they can, so.
Well, you can dance if you want to.
Was that a Men at Work reference you just threw out there?
Men without hats, yes.
Say safety dance? Right.
Yes.
No, without hats, yes, thank you.
Yeah, I don't want a million people tweeting at you. It's men without hats.
I confused the two 80s bands.
Yeah, do you get a lot of that when you guys are doing the show?
People yelling at us?
Oh.
Yeah, or corrections.
Corrections. But
Oh,
that's
yeah,
good.
in a very nice
Corrections,
way. But yes,
Yeah.
that's actually good, because when we never know anything, we just ask Twitter, and then they always have an answer for us. That's correct.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know who Amanda Palmer is. She's a singer and stuff, and she always puts questions out to Twitter, and she calls it like the hive mind.
Yeah.
When she's like writing a book or something like that to get ideas.
Yeah.
And, you can always find somebody out there that knows the answer.
Yep. And see, it's quicker than trying to do a search online, because you don't know hey, is this the right information? But usually there's someone that you know that is going to know the answer. So
Yeah.
that's really cool.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's good to know that people are actually watching your show. So any feedback is good feedback.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we've gotten anything negative. I think if people are correcting, it's always with the best intentions. And I actually this is a weird correlation, but it kind of works. So and I know Tanya, she's an actress. So what's cool about doing Super Geeked Up Live is theater, because you get to see people's reactions right away, and you get to experience that energy. So I think that's what's super cool about our show, is that we get to connect with people instantly and see their feedback and really bounce off their energy. But then at the same time, it's also able to be played back, so then you can see people's responses later, which is really cool too.
Yeah, we really have the most supportive, though, positive group of fans who every week, and it really, I think, represents what the geek community, I believe, is all about, and also the web series community supporting each other and just being a positive influence, and just being all about it's totally cool to love and geek out about whatever you're passionate about, and it doesn't matter what it is, and it doesn't matter if everybody else likes it or not. It's cool, and that's what we're about, and we want you to share that with us and talk about it. And so that's been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've written a couple columns on it, and it's funny that the column that I wrote about Super Knocked Up is probably, for some reason, it gets the most spam bots commenting on it. For some reason, it's go to my website, and it's got a ton of comments from spam bots on that one column.
Oh my God.
The one you did on one of the season 2 episodes, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, by the way, Nicole and Tiny, you probably never read that, but honestly, that's probably the greatest thing anybody's ever written about Super Knocked Up. It was seriously, it was like it's amazing. Is that good that are spam bots? Is that bad? That people...
I don't know. I just don't know what the reason for it is. I guess it's just there. But it always brings up the com, so I guess that's good. Get to go back and read over it again. Because I wouldn't be doing this or doing the shows or whatever that I do if it wasn't for Super Knocked Up and Super Geeked Up and knowing you guys and stuff like that. So you guys have definitely been a big help to me, and I'm sure probably a lot of other folks out there as well.
Oh,
That's the
Thanks,
sweet
man.
thing. Thank you so much.
See, that's what we're talking about. That's the kind of awesome stuff I'm talking about with people who watch our show.
Yep.
And by the way, also speaking of people helping us on Twitter, Anthony Davis just sent us multiple information on Twitter about how to use Periscope and save things. So there you go. See, we got new information right now.
Hive Mind wins again.
What's that?
Hive Mind wins again.
Yep.
Okay.
exactly.
Yes.
He also says SGU is kind of like improv. Well, it's totally like improv. We actually improv a lot of stuff on
All
the
the
show.
time. You can only prepare so much for a live show.
Well, a lot of the games are just very improv type games anyway. So.
Yeah.
So where do you guys come up with the ideas from that? Is like from whose idea is it anyways, or whose line? I mean.
Various things like 2 in the morning you can't sleep. Like, do it be a really fun game? This, and then we suggest a show like, let's try it, and then we see if it works, or we steal it blatantly from other people with permission.
Well, we with their permission.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of our games though are, I think, just us. Just brainstorming what are fun ways to play, like things that involve a geek slant on something, right? Mm-hmm. And just doing, I don't know, just somehow involving movies or characters or some kind of fun thing, and just trying them out and seeing if they work. In Nicole's case, honestly, I think she just comes up with the most embarrassing ways possible to do something, and then makes us do it. And then she's like, "Oh my God, guys, why did I come up with this game? I don't want to do this."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's when people don't like it because we're embarrassing ourselves. We're like, "Oh, that was hilarious."
Those are the favorite ones. Like superhero raps, I think and holiday jingle. Anything singing or rapping is Nicole, and then we all have to do it.
Superhero raps is probably one of my favorite episodes.
The rapping one almost made me cry.
Cranium Cookie, the folks from Cranium Cookie.
Oh, they killed it, man.
It's so awesome.
You're amazing.
Yeah, Adrian's like, I wrote this on the subway this morning. I'm like, are you kidding me? You wrote that up.
I'm like, I took 3 days to come up with this, and you did that in like an hour? Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
On our
Adriana was good.
I was like, what? But yeah, the rapping one almost made me cry. That was. Oh, so many facing fears in, like, they say in improv training, this is my acting stuff coming out, that you always say yes and you always whatever, and, doing what you don't want to do is usually what you should do, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I was like, just do it, Tanya, just do it. Even though you, like, hate this, just do it. I remember Jeff being like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. I'm like, no, I have to do it. I have to do this, and I'm not going to look at the camera. I'm just going to read it, and that's what I'm going to do. And it was fine, but still, I was crying.
I remember that, actually, yeah. And then Nicole also came up with an ode to Liam Neeson where we wrote poems to Liam Neeson. Which is actually one of my favorites, because I really actually dig my poem a lot that I came up with.
Got it framed on your wall somewhere.
Yes, actually, that and the Patreon poem, I just frame all of them, and
we did Disney poems too, and that
just
was
really good
cool.
at poetry, like really good at poetry. Yes. So, all you ladies out there.
Oh shit, Tanya, I never thought of that. That's actually a good. Yes, that's actually good.
Perfect
Best
for Valentine's Day.
I'm not kidding.
Girls like poetry, and it's geeky, so I can get a good geeky girl too. Which is
See?
Now I see why I have Tanya and Nicole around.
Okay. So actually, this is like probably the first time Tanya's actually lived up to her reputation she claims as an awesome wingman. So good job, Tanya. Thank you.
You heard it here first.
I will say, talk to Matthew Carvery and Steve.
I know, but I'm talking about me. I need you to help me. I'm not saying you haven't helped those guys.
Next time we're at an event, I swear.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
I think she needs a lot of alcohol first, though. I think that's
Actually, no, I'm better without.
Oh.
Yes, that's true.
I'm really not good at that kind of a thing. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of pressure on. I was on Super Geeked Up, and we're having to do lines from Super Knocked Up.
Oh
And,
shit,
you
that's what
guys
I
were
made you guys
changing
do,
around.
isn't it? Oh wait, we did. We actually haven't done. Well, we haven't done that in a long time. It was. I forget what it was called, but it was a game where they would read a line from a script. I remember, and then we would rewrite, geeky rewrite, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
We haven't done that in a long time, actually. I'm glad you just brought that up, Brett.
Yeah, that was a lot of pressure because I stunk at it at first, and then somehow we
It's tough,
got into
man.
like
It's tough.
selling
Tough.
Bibles and stuff like that.
It's hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a lot of fun. But that kind of evolved. I don't think you guys had that going in when you first started out. I think the games stuff kind of evolved into the show.
Totally. Yeah. When before these guys were on. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I'm not even sure. I don't even remember if we did games at all at first, but that's something that definitely has become a huge part of the show.
Yeah.
And also just obviously constantly trying to come up with new games as well. I mean, we keep obviously some of the favorites and rotate them in, but then also we're trying to do new ones. Like I think the last few weeks we've been debuting some new ones. Actually, just this Wednesday we did. And so it's always it's always trying to just not, I guess, rest on our laurels or whatever, but always trying to come up with new things for people so it's fresh and fun and yeah.
And we still have new games that we haven't even debuted yet.
We do, yeah. We've got quite a few actually we haven't done yet.
Uh-oh. I bet Nicole has some in her head. Yeah, crazy.
Oh man, I'm gonna cry again.
She's like, all right, guys, so let's do superhero yodeling.
Oh, geez, that's great. I love that.
Can we at least do superhero like jazz singing? I can kind of do that. It's easier.
Hey, so on Twitter, Anthony Davis just said Tiny Dots is the best singing voice, by the way.
Aww.
Thank
Yes.
you. My vocal coach of a mom will much appreciate that. Thank you.
That's cool.
Years of competitive singing. A long time ago.
Aw.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Did you have to beat anybody up?
Pardon me?
Did you have to beat anybody up? Did it get ugly in the competitive singing?
No, but you always kind of knew the people who had like really prestigious vocal coaches and stuff like that. They're kind of like, oh, that girl.
Prestigious vocal chords.
Coaches.
And
But
chords that are
anytime
rapping
it was
old.
a musical theater piece was like the competition song, like I was all over that. I'm like, I can do theater. Thank you very much. I'm all over that.
That's cool.
Doing Oklahoma and stuff.
There was Anne of Green Gables and there was
Oh
Wizard
my
of Oz.
gosh.
Yeah.
Anne of Green Gables?
Yeah. Ice cream is anything more delectable than ice cream. Oh yeah, I know that one.
I
crazy.
love Anne of Green Gables so
Really?
much. Oh my gosh.
I-
Can I just take a vacation in Prince Edward Island? I would love to do that.
It is beautiful, by the way. It is lovely, and so is the Anne of Green Gables house. It is beautiful.
See? One day I'm gonna get there.
So do you have any issues with guests, like looking at the games and like, I'm not doing that? Yeah, it's nuts.
I will.
No.
You know what? You guys probably don't even know this, but I've actually only had one request so far to not do certain games.
Oh.
Yeah. That's all right. You guys, whatever. I just took care of it. But
Just took care of it.
Oh,
I sent my people. But no, it was great. And I think they were, just a little nervous about maybe they think they might look, foolish or something on air. And that's an easy. And by the way, a few years ago, or I don't know, years ago, I was the shyest kid ever. I would never have done any of this stuff that we do. Looking now, all the stuff I've done on air, I'm like, holy shit, I've come a long way. But part of it is, to be honest, yes, I just like I think these guys have said, I just say fuck it. You know what? I don't care if I'm gonna embarrass myself. That's what we're doing. And I think people in watching other people that I'm fans of, like Chris Hardwick, for example. I think those are people who aren't afraid to just do it and they don't care, and people love them for it. That they're willing to put themselves out there and and be goofy, and then I think that makes people relate to you even better. So I think, but it's obviously some people it's easy to get nervous about that times, but I think we're good at creating an atmosphere where everybody's relaxed, and once they get into the show, they're just having so much fun. I think a lot that they'll just forget about being nervous about it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chris Hardwick, I want his life.
Me too, man.
I follow him on Instagram, and he had like selfies with like every panel from Hall H. It's like, really? All the Star Wars people, Arrow, everybody. It's like,
yeah. No,
he's such a good moderator, though. He's so awesome, so amazing.
He's the man. But sorry, Tiny or Nicole, did you want to add to something? I don't know if you got cut off.
No, I was going to go. I would say about the games that we do try and make it really clear when like we're talking to guests and sending them information about what's coming up that week. That it's all in the spirit of just having fun and enjoying yourself and having fun with the fans, and I think that helps a lot. Like it's not like we're actually competing with each other. We're not. We're playing games. That we're all just having fun and we're doing it with you and stuff, which I think helps with people being nervous.
Yeah, and even kind of what Jeff was saying, I've always been outgoing, but I've also at certain times been really like shy and like embarrassed to just like be myself, especially in high school. I was in theater and I liked it, but I had a hard time just like letting go and just not like I was very in my head, I think, like, what does this look like? What does that look like? But the times that I actually didn't think and I just let stuff happen was the most fun. And so now that I'm kind of able to do that, I just wish, why couldn't I have done that like 10 years ago? Like, life would have been easier had I just been like, whatever, it's okay, So that's something I think just growing too, and even the show has helped out with, that I could just not be in my head so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I always see I think probably the fans, I think getting positive feedback and things like that, and knowing you guys have a following and things like that probably helps a bit too, that you're not going to get all this hate mail and everything after you do something, or hate tweets.
Yeah, usually.
From our fans, no, we don't get those. We get awesome, like, we love you messages.
And it's really, and I think that helps too, because then you feel like, oh, well then they're supportive of me being ridiculous. That's cool. And then you feel comfortable because it's this cool community where everyone just feels like they can be themselves. And I don't think you get that in very many places. Even sometimes when you're around family, sometimes you feel like you can't be 100% yourself, or maybe with coworkers or friends. So Super Geeked Up is great because everyone just like, oh, I can be ridiculous and it's okay. No one's going to be mean to me for it. It's cool.
No,
yeah, this is a... go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was very true. Like, it's, yeah, like, that's, I agree basically with everything Nicole said, that it's when you're younger and when you're, especially as a performer, and you're trying to sort of figure out how that all works and how you sort of fit in with that, blah, blah. Yeah, it would be so much easier if you take the lessons of being older and just being like, oh, I can just be me. And that's fine.
Yeah, I'm 4 episodes into this show, and it's probably one of the first ones that I haven't wanted to scream before, like going on a roller coaster before I hit the start broadcast button. But I've been lucky because I've had people so far on the show that I know and have talked to and things like that. So it's not like having to guess or kind of make up conversation to go on the show.
Absolutely. Yeah, that always helps for sure.
Yeah. Instead of it being forced. So is there anything that you guys want to promote? You got the Patreon, got the show?
Yeah, just if you like geeky stuff, if you like fun, goofy games, and seeing us be really weird, you can watch every Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, supergeekedup.com. We live stream it there. But also you can watch anytime. You don't have, if you're not around live, that's fine. If you go to the same website, all our past episodes are there, and the most current one, all that stuff. And our Patreon is right there. But you can also go to patreon.com/supergeekedup and find us there. We would really, really love anything that people can give. Obviously, is a huge help to us, and we really appreciate it. And yeah, you follow us on Twitter, please. Super Geeked Up. and then we're Super Geeked Up Live on Facebook. We're really big on social media. We're constantly throughout the week talking to people and communicating. Oh, and we have an interact page on our website actually, and we really were trying to, because the website's fairly new, get people to, because we're posting stuff all the time, and get people to comment on the interact page and talking to them there, and just building the geeky community that we have going. I think that covers the Super Geeked Up stuff. But Tiny, Nicole, give your Twitters out.
You can follow me on Twitter at Nicole Awkward, and I see OLEAWKWARD.
And you can follow me at Tanya Dodds, TONYA.
It dies with 2 Ds.
2 Ds, yeah. DODDS.
Yeah, that's something I need to get better at doing, is the interact page as well. I know you've asked me to a couple times, but I need to get on there and
get on it, Brett. Come on.
Yeah, I interact with you guys a lot on Twitter too. So
you do, yeah. You are awesome at that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, this is I definitely appreciate you guys coming on. I mean, like I've said, you guys are like big inspirations to what I'm doing, and as far as doing the web series and things like that. So definitely appreciate you guys coming on, and I think I've had the most Twitter interaction since you guys announced that you were coming on. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
SGU people rock.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah, they do.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
Before we go, let me just say on air, Tanya, I think you should cosplay Oracle as part of the Bat family when we do it.
Ooh.
Do you know who that is?
Who's Oracle? No.
Okay,
Google?
So here's the thing. I think you got the glasses. If you put a red wig on or just dye your hair, be perfect. But you got like the good right look for it. So Oracle is Barbara Gordon, who started out as Batgirl, right?
I thought she was Batgirl.
She is. But then but then Joker shot her and paralyzed her. So she was in a wheelchair, and she became known as Oracle, where she was this like amazing tech person and like super smart who like organized like all the like tech stuff and all the Batman and all his other fellow vigilantes and helping them, and she'd be part of Birds of Prey. So she just became this. I actually way prefer her as Oracle than Batgirl because she's just an amazing character. It was great to see a character in a wheelchair who was super smart and awesome and kick-ass. It actually really saddened me when they did the New 52 and they brought her back to Batgirl and he just wiped Oracle off the map. That character. And actually, a lot of people I think felt that way. Anyway, but yeah, look her up. But she's
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Speaking of that, did you know that they were coming out with an animated Killing Joke, Jeff?
Because that's where that happens, right? In the Killing Joke.
Yeah, of that graphic novel by Alan Moore.
Oh, they're doing an animated movie of it?
Yes.
Oh, wow! All right, that's cool.
Yeah, so that should be good as well. That's one good thing that DC is good at is the animated movies.
Yeah. Well, that's what's cool about the new Arkham Knight game, that she's still Oracle in that. They're not, it's still like old school Batman,
Oh, just so you know, like a little thing, I think a lot of the inspiration for Suicide Squad came from the Arkham video games, actually. Like, I know, like, Harley's, like, baseball bat and, like, some of the stuff, was inspired by Arkham Asylum, I think.
Oh, the original one?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I remember reading that somewhere.
Could be. Well, yeah, they do have some similar looks there.
That game is frustrating to me.
What's that?
I'm playing it too. It's like so hard.
Oh, well, I think I've mentioned this on air before. So, my husband plays video games. I love watching him, but he could not, like, the game was too hard. He couldn't play it. So we went online, like, not that he couldn't, but it was just really confusing, and there's a lot of, like, you're not sure, do I jump up through a window? Do I go through a door? Like, where am I supposed to go?
You're Batman. You do whatever the hell you want.
No, but there's only, like, specific things that will get you to the next part that you have to try to figure out. It takes a long time. And he doesn't like to do the part where you can, like, preview it on the, like, he won't do that. So he just kind of gave up on it, and then we just watched someone who did a gameplay from beginning to end and recorded it, so played like a movie, and we just watched the whole thing. And that was actually really cool. So I got to see how it would be played. I just never played it. it was. You're right. It was just really hard.
Yeah. It's when you're having to Google everything every 10 minutes to see what you should do next.
It's just no fun. It takes the fun away, I think. Yeah.
What do you think about it, Jeff? You liking it?
I've played all of them, and I dig the Arkham games. I think they're definitely the best Batman games ever. They do a really awesome job. Kevin Conroy, is my favorite Batman probably, and he's done the voice for all of them. Mark Hamill, is the Joker in all of them, who's amazing. So they got amazing talent, actors-wise, in them, and it just, I don't know. It's like it's Batman done right, I feel, and it's good storytelling, and you got all the classic villains, and they're awesome, and so it's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It just gets aggravating every once in a while.
That's like video games for you, right?
Yeah.
You want to hear my aggravation story? Mortal Kombat X doesn't come out until December 31st for PlayStation 3, so I have to wait. And
it's already out for Xbox One, right?
Yeah, but see, I only have PS3.
I know.
So
Tony and I can play it.
So I'm like, you don't even understand how devastated. So I have to wait till after Christmas, unless I somehow get an Xbox One or PS4. But that's not
Should put that in on the Patreon campaign. Buy Nicole an
Xbox One. So she can play Mortal Kombat X.
Yes.
It's okay. I think I can wait, but that was aggravating because I was like, oh, I have a little bit of money left over. I can get the game. I was really excited, and I'm like, pre-order. I was like, I was so upset.
I like the arc of that story. Ooh, this is great. We can get it pre-order.
Arby's situation.
I know. I was like, this is just.
People at GameStop getting punched out.
Actually, I've been doing GameStop. Just saying, like finding that out from them. You're like. All right, I'm sorry. I just gotta tell you, this is an Arby's situation. I must leave.
Oh my gosh.
And they're just gonna be like, "What did that mean?"
Yeah, that's that's crazy.
We call it the Arby's protocol.
That's a great name for a series. The Arby's
protocol. Oh my god, it's like how Nicole hulks out, but it's called the Arby's protocol.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, can we do that though? I mean, because there could be other things named Arby's without it being like Arby's with
We
a
could
hat.
add it into Agents of Milk, and there's actually an Arby's protocol, which is like a mission of how you conduct a mission. Like it tells you this is what you do in an Arby's protocol.
You know what? We can spell it like RB' or something, so that it's not like actual Arby's copyright infringement. So it's the Arby's. Oh my gosh, you guys!
We're all over
Genius.
this.
Yeah.
The stuff starts in the fan. You do the RB protocol.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay. Gonna happen.
All
We're
right.
all in the same city at some point. We will actually make this web series.
Yes.
Speaking of web series that need to be made, what's going on with female time cop?
So that's you can follow at Female Time Cop. That's a series I was working on about a kick-ass female time traveling cop who isn't really too concerned about actually maintaining the timeline. And I don't know. Well, here's the thing. There's a couple different things I'm trying to work on, and I also got a new series called Singularity, which is an Android-based series, which I'm very excited about too. So I'm kind of just.
When is that happening?
I never told you about that.
No.
Yeah, that's what actually.
I didn't know it had a title.
Yeah, I did. Well, I had a title because the Time Cop one and the Android one I got to pitch the Sci-Fi network, so I had to title it for that. I'm actually really happy with that title because it has to do with singularity is actually when the thing in the future where artificial intelligence will become so self-aware that it'll wipe out humanity basically.
Okay.
So think of it kind of like a Judgment Day, I guess, type thing almost. That's called the technological singularity. So that's where the name comes from.
You are doing it. It's what you're working on right now.
I haven't on and off working on it. So anyway, it's just a matter of kind of which one to focus on.
Okay.
out of the different ideas that I think are really cool. I am the Android one, Singularity. Have been leaning more towards because I just really really dig what I came up with that idea. But I also love time travel so much, and I've always wanted to tell a time travel one too. So I don't know. I just want to do everything.
Oh, very cool.
Well, thank you for asking.
No problem. Well, I think that's all I've got. Thanks again for being on. And everybody out there,
The
thanks
Arby's
for watching.
protocol is going out on Twitter, by the way.
Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Great. Chris Hadley says great name for a web series, which is what I thought too, actually.
Yeah, we're doing it. You guys cannot take that idea. I'm going to do it.
It's copyrighted. Yeah.
Copyright. As of right now.
All those things, registered things.
Yep.
TM.
Yes, trademark. Can't have that idea.
Although I
I'm
think
doing
Arby's might actually have something to say about it, but
Well, I'll just do it RB. Like,
Yeah,
it
not
won't
if we spell it differently. They can't do shit.
Yeah, we'll spell it differently.
Yeah.
And I won't wear like a hat, so.
but that's what makes the protocol. You gotta wear a hat. You don your hat and do the Arby's protocol.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it. This is gonna happen. I was looking for an idea for a series, so I think I found it, and I'll just.
Each episode will involve Nicole throwing food in the trash.
or beating up GameStop employees.
Right.
Pre-order. bringing justice to GameStops everywhere.
Oh my
You
god.
can even have your spoiler costume on while you do it. That'd be awesome.
It's getting better and better.
Oh my gosh, this is just so great.
It should also be like pre-order, and I'm not Raven.
Oh my gosh.
Don't
I have
call
to
me
stop
Raven.
walking. Yeah, okay.
Excuse me, do you validate parking for unicorns?
Oh my gosh, this is too great. It could be kind of like a Funny or Die thing, like little sketches. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on this idea. I really like it.
Me too.
You guys birthed it. It's here. This is where it starts.
All right. You heard it here first, folks.
Too
All right. Well, I will let's stop the broadcast, and we'll be all set.
Thank you so much for everybody.